What if I told you that the protein shake you're drinking right now could be silently damaging your kidneys? Before you click away thinking this is just another fear-mongering health video, stick around because today we're diving deep into the science of protein and kidney health, and the truth might surprise you. Hey everyone, welcome back to Health Matters 366 channel, and today we're tackling one of the most controversial topics in nutrition. Can too much protein actually harm your kidneys? With protein supplements flying off the shelves and high-protein diets dominating social media, it's crucial we separate fact from fiction. In this video, we'll explore exactly how your kidneys process protein, what happens when you consume too much, who's actually at risk, and most importantly, how to find that sweet spot for optimal health. So grab your favorite beverage, maybe skip the protein shake for now, and let's get started. Number 1. Understanding your kidneys. First, let's talk about what your kidneys actually do, because understanding this is key to everything else we'll discuss. Your kidneys are absolutely incredible organs. Think of them as your body's sophisticated filtration system, working 24/7 to keep you alive. Every single day, your kidneys filter about 120 to 150 quarts of blood. That's roughly 30 to 40 gallons. To put that in perspective, that's enough to fill a small hot tub. But they're not just filters. Your kidneys are multitasking powerhouses that remove waste products from your blood, balance fluid levels in your body, regulate blood pressure, produce hormones that control red blood cell production, maintain the perfect pH balance in your blood. Now, here's where protein comes into the picture. When you eat protein, your body breaks it down into amino acids for muscle building, enzyme production, and countless other functions. But this process creates waste products, primarily something called urea. Your kidneys have to work to filter out this urea and eliminate it through your urine. Think of it like this: if your kidneys are a coffee filter, protein waste is like using a very fine grind coffee. The filter has to work harder to process it. Number 2. The protein processing problem. So what exactly happens when you consistently consume high amounts of protein? When you eat protein, your body goes through a process called deamination. This is where amino acids are broken down, and the nitrogen-containing waste products need to be eliminated. The primary waste product is urea, along with creatinine and other nitrogenous compounds. Here's the critical point. The more protein you consume, the more waste your kidneys have to process. It's like asking a water treatment plant to handle double or triple its normal capacity every single day. Research shows several concerning effects of chronic high protein intake. Hyperfiltration. Your kidneys start working overtime, increasing their filtration rate to handle the extra waste. While this might sound good, it's actually similar to redlining your car's engine. It works in the short term but causes long-term wear and tear. Increased intraglomerular pressure. The tiny filtering units in your kidneys, called glomeruli, experience higher pressure. Imagine trying to push water through a screen with increasing force. Eventually, that screen starts to deteriorate. Glomerular sclerosis. Over time, this increased pressure and workload can cause scarring in the kidney's filtering units. Once these are damaged, they don't regenerate. A landmark study published in the American Journal of Kidney Diseases followed over 1,600 women for 11 years and found that those consuming more than 95 grams of protein daily had a 28% higher risk of kidney function decline compared to those eating less than 68 grams daily. But here's where it gets interesting, and this is crucial. Most of these negative effects are primarily seen in people who already have compromised kidney function or underlying risk factors. Number 3. Who's really at risk? This brings us to the million-dollar question. Who should actually be worried about high protein intake? The relationship between protein and kidney health isn't black and white. It's more like a spectrum, and where you fall on that spectrum depends on several key factors. High-risk groups. People with existing kidney disease are the most vulnerable. If you already have chronic kidney disease, even moderate protein intake can accelerate kidney function decline. This is why doctors often recommend protein restriction for CKD patients, typically 0.6 to 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. Diabetics face increased risk because diabetes is the leading cause of kidney disease. High blood sugar damages blood vessels in the kidneys, and adding high protein intake creates a double burden. People with high blood pressure are also at elevated risk, since hypertension and kidney health are intimately connected. High protein can further elevate blood pressure in susceptible individuals. Those with a family history of kidney disease should be more cautious, as genetics play a significant role in kidney health. What about healthy people? Here's where the research gets really interesting. Multiple studies suggest that healthy individuals with normal kidney function can handle significantly higher protein intakes without apparent harm. A comprehensive review published in the International Journal of Sport Nutrition found no evidence that protein intakes up to 2.8 grams per kilogram of body weight caused kidney damage in healthy individuals. However, and this is important, most of these studies were relatively short-term. We don't have solid long-term data on what consuming 200+ grams of protein daily for decades might do to even healthy kidneys. The age factor. As we age, our kidney function naturally declines by about 1% per year after age 30. This means that a high-protein diet that was fine in your 20s might become problematic in your 50s or 60s. Number 4. Signs and symptoms to watch for. So how do you know if your protein intake might be affecting your kidneys? Here are the warning signs you shouldn't ignore. Main content. The tricky thing about kidney damage is that it's often called a silent disease because symptoms don't appear until significant damage has occurred. There are some early warning signs that might indicate your kidneys are under stress. Physical symptoms. Persistent fatigue that's not explained by lack of sleep or overtraining. Swelling in your hands, feet, or face, especially in the morning. Changes in urination patterns, either significantly more or less frequent. Foamy or bubbly urine, which can indicate protein in your urine. Persistent bad breath with a metallic taste. Lab values to monitor. If you're consuming high amounts of protein regularly, you should have these checked annually. Serum creatinine and estimated GFR, glomerular filtration rate. Blood urea nitrogen, BUN. Urinalysis to check for protein or blood in urine. Cystatin C, which is often more sensitive than creatinine. The dehydration connection. One often overlooked factor is that high-protein diets increase your water needs. Your body requires extra water to help eliminate the nitrogen waste from protein metabolism. Chronic dehydration combined with high protein intake creates a perfect storm for kidney stress. A good rule of thumb: if you're consuming more than 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, you should be drinking an additional 16 to 20 ounces of water for every 25 grams of protein beyond that baseline. Number 5. Finding the right balance. Now that we understand the risks, let's talk about finding that sweet spot for protein intake. The key is finding the right balance for your individual situation. Here's how to approach it. For sedentary individuals, the RDA of 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight is generally sufficient. For a 150-pound person, that's about 55 grams daily. This amount supports basic bodily functions without putting extra stress on the kidneys. For active individuals, if you're regularly exercising, you can safely go up to 1.2 to 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight. This supports muscle recovery and growth while staying within safe parameters for most healthy individuals. For athletes and bodybuilders, research supports intakes up to 2.0 to 2.2 grams per kilogram for those engaged in intense training. However, this should be approached carefully and with regular monitoring. Quality matters as much as quantity. Not all proteins are created equal when it comes to kidney health. Complete proteins from animal sources are more efficiently used by the body, meaning less waste production per gram consumed. Plant proteins, while excellent for overall health, often require higher total intake to meet amino acid needs, potentially creating more waste. Timing strategies. Instead of consuming massive amounts of protein in one sitting, spread your intake throughout the day. Your body can only use about 25 to 40 grams of protein for muscle synthesis at one time anyway, so spacing it out reduces the peak load on your kidneys. The hydration protocol. For every gram of protein over 1.2 g/kg body weight, add an extra 30 milliliters of water. This helps your kidneys process the additional waste more efficiently. Cycling approach. Consider periodizing your protein intake. You don't need maximum protein every single day. During intense training phases, you might go higher, but during maintenance or rest periods, you can reduce intake and give your kidneys a break. Number 6. Practical recommendations. Let's make this practical. Here's exactly what you should do based on everything we've discussed. Immediate action steps. Calculate your current intake. Track your protein for a week using an app like MyFitnessPal. You might be surprised by how much you're actually consuming. Get baseline labs. If you've been consuming high protein for months or years, get your kidney function tested. This gives you a baseline to monitor changes. Assess your risk factors. Do you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or family history of kidney disease? If yes, consider consulting with a nephrologist before continuing high protein intake. Hydration check. Ensure you're drinking at least half your body weight in ounces of water daily, plus extra for high protein intake. Choose quality sources. Prioritize complete proteins and consider reducing processed protein supplements in favor of whole food sources. Red flags that mean stop. Any persistent symptoms we discussed earlier. Lab values showing declining kidney function. Your doctor advising you to reduce protein intake. Difficulty maintaining proper hydration. The 80-20 rule. Aim for appropriate protein intake 80% of the time, allowing for flexibility 20% of the time. This prevents the constant high protein load while still supporting your fitness goals. Supplementation strategy. If you're using protein powder, consider these guidelines. Limit to 1 serving per day maximum. Choose high-quality, third-party tested products. Cycle on and off. Don't use continuously year-round. Always consume with adequate water. In summary, so, where does this leave us? The relationship between protein and kidney health isn't about protein being good or bad. It's about finding the right amount for your individual situation. Here are the key takeaways. For healthy individuals, moderate to moderately high protein intake appears safe, but we should be cautious about extremely high intakes long-term. Those with existing health conditions need to be much more careful and should work with healthcare providers. Most importantly, listen to your body and monitor your health regularly. Your kidneys are irreplaceable, and once damaged significantly, that damage is often permanent. Remember, optimal health isn't about maximizing one single nutrient. It's about balance, sustainability, and individual optimization. What's your current protein intake? Have you ever had your kidney function tested? Let me know in the comments below, and if this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe for more evidence-based nutrition content.